1/8 means 1 divided by 8. The 1 on the top is the numerator, and the 8 on the bottom is the denominator. The division bracket is like a little house. The numerator flies up and falls through the roof. Only the numerator is tall enough to do that. The denominator tries to get in, but the denominator is blocked by the wall. How many times does 8 go into 1? That means if I have 1 of something, how many times can I subtract 8? Write your answer directly above the 1. The answer is 0. This 0 shows us there are no whole numbers in the quotient. It's called a leading 0 because it appears to the left of the decimal point. When we write the decimal point, we might erase the 0 or keep it as a placeholder. The number 1 is a whole number. It has an invisible decimal point to the right. Write the decimal point directly on that line. Then move the decimal point up to the same place in the quotient, directly on that line. Use an arrow to show what you did. We have no tenths, no hundredths, and no thousandths. But we will write some zeros just to help us divide. We could stop after 2 decimal places to estimate the percent. Or we can continue to the 3rd decimal place. Write those zeros between the lines to keep your columns straight. Look at the 1 and 0 together. How many times does 8 go into 10? The answer is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. It has 1 digit. It fits in the tenths column, under the 0. It looks like 10 minus 8 equals 2. It's really 1 minus 8 tenths equals 2 tenths. 2 tenths equals 20 hundredths. Use an arrow to show that you are bringing down a 0 from the hundredths column. 20 hundredths are being divided by 8. How many times does 8 go into 20? The answer is 2. Hooray! Now we have 2 decimal places. That's enough to estimate the percentage. Here we go. You can read this decimal number as 0.12 or 0.12. But the value is more obvious when you say 12 hundredths. To describe the fraction with a horizontal bar, say 12 over 100. Now let's convert this decimal number to a percentage. Draw 2 curved arrows where the decimal point will move 2 spaces to the right. That's all the way to the end of this number, so the decimal point will disappear. But we will need a percent sign immediately to show that these are 12 hundredths. The leading 0 was nice to help us see the decimal point, but now we can erase the 0. What have we learned about 1/8? 1/8 is less than 12 hundredths or 12%. So 1/8 is not equal to 12 hundredths or 12%, but 1/8 is approximately 12 hundredths or 12%. Sometimes an estimate is all you need. But how can we get the exact answer? Let's continue dividing. 8 goes into 20 2 times. 2/100ths times 8 is 16/100ths. 20/100ths minus 16/100ths is 4/100ths. Use an arrow to bring down the zero for the thousandths place. 40,000ths divided by 8 is 5,000ths, with nothing left over. 40,000ths minus 40,000ths is 0. The decimal number tells you the fraction, 125 thousandths. Let's bounce to a clean space. Move the decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and write the percent symbol immediately. The decimal point is between two numbers, the 2 and the 5, so we can erase the leading 0. 1/8 equals 125 thousandths, or 0.125. You can say 1/8 equals 12.5% or 12.5%. All these are correct.